And with that, it is my privilege to say, Dr. Law, the Weber podium is yours.
Thank you, President Wade, esteemed faculty, distinguished guests, and most importantly, to the graduating class of 2013. Thank you. You know, an honorary degree is not lightly given, nor is it lightly received. It is, in fact, a connection between you and the institution that is giving it. The same is true for the degree that you are about to get. That degree is your connection to this great university, and it is a point of pride. When Dr. Wade asked me if I would do this graduation address, I did a little research on this university, and I must say I'm very impressed. This university has a proud history, all the way back to 1927. They focus on giving you what you need to be successful. What do you need to do to be able to go out into the public sector and to really make a way for yourself? This university is also known for having the highest level of jobs available to all of you when you graduate. And I must tell you, that is of all the colleges in the state. So give yourself a round of applause. It is an enviable thing that you have done as far as your jobs. And I will tell you that the other universities in the state look at you with envy and say, how did you do that? And are looking every day to figure out how they can become to the same level that you have achieved. You know, delivering a commencement speech is a real responsibility. It's more than just saying congratulations and sending you on your way. A graduation speech is the last opportunity to really share with you some salient points of thought for how you can be successful moving forward. And let me tell you, that weighed heavily on my mind as I got ready for today. I started thinking about, where are you in your efforts? You've just finished a very extensive and intense educational process. You're coming out with a degree today. That's going to show you what you've achieved. But what do you do from there? What exactly is your success? And I would submit to you that each and every one of you need to be thinking about your personal success. Think about if you could somehow move yourself to near end of life and you were looking back, what would you want to achieve? What would be important to you? Is it fame? Is it fortune? We all want to make money, right? I mean, I'm not hearing you say anything. Yes? Okay. But it's better than that. It's more than that. What are the things that really give you life? What are the things that excite you? What are you going to say, wow, I'm really fulfilled and I feel good about what I have accomplished? It's that kind of deep introspection that will be required for each and every one of you as you go through your life so that you can adjust your success and, in fact, achieve it. For myself, my goal was to go to college. I was a first-in-time college. I saw many of you stand a little while ago. That was important to me, but unfortunately at the time, because of finances and frankly because my parents really didn't understand that it was important to do that. They thought it might be too hard for a girl. So all you girls out there, go for it because you can, and you can be successful. I wanted to go, and I found out that you could work for the University of South Florida, and they would give you 6 hours a semester free. Now, do you know how long it takes you to get through at 6 hours a crack? Well, 10 years later, steeped in chemistry, biology, business administration, I finally took some business law courses and said, I've found it. This is where I want to be. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be able to help people. This fulfills me. And so I turned in my vested retirement, went off to law school, and with some creative financing, came out in 2.5 years with a degree, a job, and $200. I hope you all have more than $200, but that's what I had, and I considered that a success. So far so good, right? You are all at that very same point right now. You have a degree, and hopefully you have a job. And the question is, what's your next step? You are looking into the great unknown. I was looking into the great unknown. I knew I wanted to be a lawyer, but now I had to figure out how to do it successfully. How do you move up? How do you become good? How do you get clients? How do you get them to trust you? How do you become that trusted advisor that you want to be? All of you will now be stepping out into a world of business, education, science, politics, whatever your area that you've focused on. And as you look at that big question, what do I have to do to be successful? I'm going to give you a few tips. The first one is make achievable goals. You know, sometimes, as I said, I wanted to be a good lawyer, but what does that mean exactly? Does that mean I have to learn specific parts of the law? Does that mean that I have to make connections? What does that mean? And I started to break it down into achievable goals. And as I looked at those achievable goals, I found out that I could, in fact, get those done. And I kept moving up the line. You know, they say inch by inch is a cinch and mile by mile is a trial. So give yourself those little inches of achievement in order to get where you want to go for your goals. In my field of law, one of the things that was important was to make connections with people in the agencies that I would appear before. But how do you make friends with hundreds of people right off the bat? What I did is I put aside 2 hours every week. And I would go to the agencies and I would introduce myself and say, hello, my name is Rhea Law. I recently graduated from law school. I'm interested in this field. Let me understand what you do. Let me tell you that time that I spent, those little inches of every week, has held me in good stead to this day because I made relationships that have helped from the very beginning. My second tip to you is focus. So many people go out from school and they want to do everything all at once. You cannot do that because you will not be able to succeed. Oprah Winfrey says, I say no to many things so that I can say yes to what gives me life. So think about focusing on what you want to achieve. You have plenty of time, but make sure that you can achieve those goals along the way. And one thing that I just thought of this morning that I really need to tell you, and that is to savor. Savor all of these experiences. Some people say smell the roses. I always thought that was a bunch of baloney. But the truth is, there's wonderful things out there that you need to really enjoy. And they're not all work-related. For example, one of my goals is I wanted to fly in an F-16. Now, you don't just walk up to the military and knock on the door and say, hi, I'd like to fly in an F-16. But that's something that I wanted to do, and I kept positioning myself, and I kept asking the right people, and indeed the day came that I could get into an F-16. And believe me, I savored every single second. I can tell you everything I did. And I can also tell you that as I talked to my dad that morning on the way out to the military base, and he actually came to watch this along with my husband, but as I was driving out there, I called him and he says, you know, Rhea, I will never, ever doubt you again. When you told me you wanted to fly in an F-16, I thought you were officially crazy. But you did it. And it was because it was a goal, and I focused on it, and then I savored it. My final tip for you is one that you'll probably be surprised that I would bring up, and that is failure. Failure is your friend. I know that sounds strange, but we have all failed in our life, have we not? I promise you, You will fail again. I will fail again, maybe today. You never know. But this is something that makes you better at what you do. And it's not just about failing in perhaps a grade or getting a promotion or maybe winning a case. It's about your failure to take responsibility, your failure to use your best efforts, your failure to right a wrong, or maybe more importantly, your failure to prevent a wrong. All of those things are important for each and every one of you to be responsible for. So why is failure your friend? Because it teaches you. It teaches you humility. We all fail, hence we should all be humble, and hence we will help each other so that we won't fail again. It teaches you to be creative. One of my early cases years ago, I was negotiating with two governments for a new plant that we were going to build. And the two governments couldn't agree because they wanted to share the income from the plant. We could not figure out how to do that. We could not get the parties together. They couldn't agree on a revenue sharing. It was very complicated. And finally, we had failed. But finally, I said, I know this is crazy, but what do you think about if we just move the county line? And they said, you can do that? In fact, you can. You can change laws, you can do all kinds of things. It caused us to be creative and, in fact, solve the problem, won the case, everyone was happy, it was a good resolution. Failure also teaches you tenacity. And that's the same thing I was just talking about. I didn't give up just because we couldn't reach agreement. I looked for another way to make it happen. Failure teaches you teamwork. We cannot do this all on our own. It is so important that we have our friends, our family, our mentors, our champions, those people that will help us. It's extraordinarily important that they help you achieve your goals. And I can tell you that my family help me every day. My husband helps me every day because he knows what I'm trying to achieve, and he's a partner with me. The final thing that failure does is it gives you confidence, because when you work your way through that failing moment, you then are able to see an inner confidence so that the next time you're challenged, you know you can withstand that is coming against you. That confidence will stand you in good stead for the rest of your life. Now, I want to leave you with one final comment, and that is, you have had a tremendous experience here in Weber. You've seen the power of the faculty and staff that are really pushing you towards your goals and preparing you for the next part of your life. But you need to be part of that. Going forward, you need to be the mentor for someone else. You need to be the champion for someone else. You need to help them achieve their goals. Because somebody paid it forward for us, you must pay it forward for the next. My last comment to you is congratulations. You have been through an extensive time here at Weber. You have had a lot of wonderful experiences, but you're going to go out into the real world now. So I congratulate you for what you've done, but more importantly, I congratulate you for what you are going to do. You are going to make your input on our world. Thank you.